This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I'm excited to introduce you to my guest today. We've got Lenair Ballard joining us with Graze Craze. Lenair, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm really excited about this. I love interviewing new businesses in the Fredericksburg area. And so let's start with sharing with the audience all about Graze Craze.
Sure. So Graze Craze, we are a charcuterie board and boxes catering company, but we do have a brick and mortar storefront. We are in Central Park. We're in the shopping center right there across from Ulta Beauty. And we specialize in basically providing charcuterie for any type of gathering. We do have single serve offerings, but we more or less tailor ourselves to anytime people get together to gather. So we do birthdays, bridal showers, weddings, family reunions, everything you could think of in terms of events. But having that storefront in Central Park also allows people to get online, see what we've got, order it, and set a time to come pick it up as well. So you can have charcuterie every day of the week nowadays.
That's amazing. So I understand you can order online and then come in and pick it up. With the physical location, can you also come in and kind of look at things and order there in the store?
Sure, you can. You can come in and order. We've got a cooler in the front that has small single serve items and some beverages. So we get a lot of lunch traffic. And then we have a lot of people come into the store and they just say, how does this work? So we take them through the process. It's really simple. We have different sizes. And we have different styles. So once you know the size you need for the size of your gathering, you pick the styles, everything from a classic board to a keto board, a vegetarian board. And a lot of people do come into the shop just to find out how we work and often order right there at the shop.
Nice. That makes it easy and convenient. So I imagine your customers really appreciate that.
It does, yeah. Like I said, we got a lot of lunch traffic in there. People getting little things to graze on. A lot of people that work in the shopping center with us, and people just out and about shopping, like to stop in and grab things. And then once they see what we do, then often it leads to, well, I would like this at my next event, right? My next birthday or my next girls' night or something like that.
I love it. And how big of an event can you accommodate? Do you do I've seen these at, weddings and things like that, these big, grazing, what do they call it, like a grazing table? Do you do that kind of stuff as well?
So we do, yeah. So out of the shop for everyday charcuterie, we do boards up to about 20 people. That's our large size board. When we get beyond that, then we get into full catering mode. And at that point, we do grazing tables. The tables are based on the dimensions of what it is. It's often very popular as a cocktail hour before a large meal or something like that. And then we also have a charcuterie cart, which is mobile. That the cart is nice because we can take it to a venue, take it to an event, and make charcuterie fresh for the guest right there. Super popular at weddings this year, where the bride likes to pick what goes on the cart. And then we usually take one of our charcuterie cups and we'll put the wedding monogram on it. And one of our grazologists will make the charcuterie for the guest at the event.
I love it. And I love these words that you're using, grazology.
It is, yeah. So we are a nationwide franchise. The one here in Fredericksburg that we just opened is one of over 100 that's already open in the U.S. They've been they're entering their fourth year, and to reach 100 stores in that first 3 years was pretty phenomenal growth. There's about 50% growth expected in 2026. So it won't be long before there's a Graze Craze in everywhere you go.
Amazing. So how did you get into this? What made you decide that Graze Craze was going to be the franchise opportunity for you?
Sure. So I've always been a big foodie. I love to cook. I collect cookbooks and read them like novels. And most of my YouTube channel is all about cooking. So so it's always been a hobby of mine. Well, about, I guess, a year and a half ago, I was looking to buy into a franchise. and started looking at all the options that are out there, and there are so many. And Graze Craze kind of leaped off the page, and I wondered, well, what was that? Is it another cookie place? So I did my research on it, found out what it was, and just I fell in love with the business model. I got to meet the people from corporate, and they did such a great job of explaining, how it works and what the growth model is expected, and it really fit from a business perspective what I was looking to buy into. Then once I've got it up and running, I can tell you now that it's fantastic. I don't have to have a full service kitchen, right? So I've got a prep kitchen where we do everything, and it really scratches that kitchen itch for me while also taking care of my business investment needs.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Do you find that there are any myths or misconceptions about Graze Craze?
About Graze Craze, I don't know. Because we are fairly young, there's not a lot going around. Some people think that when they first enter Graze Craze that we are just a small mom and pop,
Hmm.
and we are in the sense that every Graze Craze is locally owned and operated,
Hmm.
and more often than not, the business model is a family model like we've got going on. Me, my wife, and my son run it, and then we have got grazologists that help us out. And um, so people often think that's a mom and pop. Well, because we're the big nationwide franchise and growing into what we are, it gives us the ability to do things like I've got a nationwide contract with Boar's Head. So every meat and cheese that goes on our boards is the best quality we can source. We've
Wow.
got big buying power for our materials. We've got big buying power with all of our other vendors. And what that does is translates, we can pass that on to the consumer so that our boards are really affordable, really obtainable. And then from a catering perspective, when we get to that next level, you asked how big of an event can we do?
Hmm.
One of the Grace Case down in the South did a 3-day event with thousands of people. So
Wow.
we can scale to about any size.
Hmm. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm really glad that you shared that with us, and that gives your customers a little bit of peace of mind that they're getting, good prices. Everybody's a little conscious lately of their finances, so that really helps people out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so our pricing is super competitive. I mean, you could almost compare it to fast food prices sometimes when you look at the number of people that our board feeds, and you break
Hmm.
down the per person.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're pretty proud of that.
I love that. Do you ever go to any events as a vendor? Like, I know a lot of, wineries will have festivals and things like that. Do you ever show up just as a vendor with your cart, maybe?
So we do, yeah. We're actually at a point now where we're trying to slow down because basically every
Oh,
weekend we've been someplace,
oh,
and
nice.
it's been fantastic though. We've done holiday craft shows, we've done
Hmm.
wedding shows, the bridal show that was just in town, and the response from the community has been fantastic. Our booth is always packed full of people wanting to know, how we operate and how we can help them with their specific events.
Hmm. Amazing. Amazing. What is something that you wish the listeners knew about Grace Craze?
Hmm. That's a good question. What do I wish they knew? Um, I've covered most of it, which is the affordability, the quality that goes into it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I just want everybody to know that we're open 7 days a week, and
Uh-huh.
they can get charcuterie for any event at any time, right? We
Yeah.
say that we cater to one person on Tuesday and 1,000 people on Sunday, and everything in between.
Amazing.
Um, so yeah, just
Amazing.
we're available and we're here, and tell your friends.
Yeah, yeah, and you're part of the community, and support the community. We were just talking about how you're a chamber member and support the business community. So we love that. And so you mentioned that you're in Central Park, so we know where you are. Share your website, how people can contact you.
Sure. So if you just go to grazecraze.com, it will take you to all the individual locations, and it'll show you everything about Graze Craze, the company. If you go to grazecraze.com /Fredericksburg Virginia, then you get to our website. And from there, you can see what we do. You can order online as an individual. If you have a catering request, there's the ability to click a button there and put it in a catering inquiry and tell us a little bit about your event. We contact you back, and then basically what we do is we bring people in for a tasting and a menu consultation. We talk about the event and how to service the event the best we can and fit the budgets as best we can. So yeah, that you can go up there and find us online.
Amazing. Amazing. Lenair, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Graze Craze with us.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Hope to see everybody in there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.